Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. I hope everybody's doing well today. We're going to get right into the reading. I've pre-pulled my cards as I usually do, and that's because I have a little bit of arthritis, so I can't really do it like on screen. It'll take me 10 forevers. Anyways, my handwritten cards. God sees everything. Expose those that have negative intentions. They are masters at cloaking who they are or what demons they possess. To expose those that have negative intentions, sometimes you're one person against many. And it could be a difficult battle, but when you take that step to expose others that have negative intentions, God will see you through. God will see that justice will be served. The back side of the card says, properly process what needs to be done, and the finished products. So if you are interested in becoming an entrepreneur, you have to do the right investigation to find out what it is that you need to get your product to, per se, the sales floor, whether your sales floor is online or at an actual storefront. And if this is not your store, there's still communicating that needs to be done with the retailer, so forth and so on. So do your own research and make sure you got everything lined up, and know that in the process you'll be able to make little changes here and there to make it work for you. Okay, the next card is co-create. 2 sets of hands, 2 brains are better than one. So I've started this platform, and I actually had a platform in Hawaii for a bit. And although it's exciting to do, and it did take some funding to get it up and running, it was a good experience for me. I don't consider it a failure. I consider it not the right timing. And I consider that I have to consider all the factors that made it successful, as well as when I had decided to close it up, and the reasons behind that. So when so many are against one, they see your higher power, and attacks are meant to get you to stop. This only makes you stronger, because by God, He's going to see you through. So that's resonates with the other cards. The next one is your soul, your spirit is everything. So you could be really beautiful on the outside, really handsome on the outside. But if your soul is damaged to where you're not functioning to your highest capacity, to your best self, your exterior will only get you so far. On the back of this card, it says, I have a dream. It's a biggie filled with love, respect, honor for self, for God, for the ancestors. A big dream to be filled with love, respect, honor for self, for God, for your ancestors. The next card I have is business hardships. That goes back to when I had my website And it was really exciting. I had hardships to where I actually used funding. I used my money to build this website, and I actually paid for a whole year of the service. But due to not the right timing, too much negative against me, it caused the website to only actually work 3 months out of the whole year. So 1/4 sporadically throughout that year before I finally shut it down. And I don't consider it a failure. I consider it a stepping stone to where God's going to bring me in the future. The back side of this: stand your ground for what you believe. It's a mindset. Is it right for you? So whatever that you believe is from your truest, innermost, special place in your soul. You have to know that it's right for you. You have to get your mind set for what you believe. You have to believe that it's right for you. That this is your deepest inner self saying, this is what I want. This is what I will stand for. This is who I want to become. This is what I believe is in the future for me. Okay, the next card is offer up insights. And sometimes they are overlooked. It's because they needed to live it, see it for themselves. So, just a quick story. My oldest sister, we're of the Filipino descent, and she married an African American, and they had 3 boys. And she called me up one day and she said, little Richard got a job on the East Coast working for some, whatever, the horse race, like in Tennessee or whatever, and he was the executive chef. He was hired in, and him and his family were going. And I was like, are you sure that's a good idea? And she's like, why? I said, because, Becky, I said, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to, put bad juju on him. I said, but the fact is, when they see him, they see a black man. And he doesn't sound like a African American, like say one from the ghetto or one from from New York, like Harlem. Okay, he just sounds like a regular person. So when they hired him, they heard just a regular guy who had the credentials, right? I said, but then he goes there. I said, then he brings his white wife to see where he's working, and then they have 2 daughters that are half white and considered half white and half black, because sometimes people don't recognize that this man has a Asian mom. I said, that's not going to really go over too good in such a redneck area. And I said, I'm not wishing bad on him. I'm just telling you, I hope he does good, but that's not what I see. And he went there, and his father has relatives in North Carolina, and they said it's not that bad. Well, when you're a 90-year-old woman and you live in North Carolina, it doesn't matter what color you are, really. You're kind of away from, I don't know, I think living that age, up to that age, like into the 80s and 90s, people just automatically respect where you've been, you know. And they don't really, I believe, they don't really harbor any. It's kind of just different when you're a young black person or a young brown person to an older one. It just puts you in a different spot. So for my brother-in-law's auntie that lives out there, you know, she wasn't bothered. She was like 80-something years old. Who's going to bother a little old lady? But what turned out was they were shocked when he got there, and they made his work hard, and they kept demoting him and demoting him and demoting him because they were fooled by what they imagined he would be when he got there. He sounded like a regular person. They never asked him his ethnicity, which is against the law, but he sounded just like a regular, you know, guy. He could be from anywhere. He could be from Arizona. He could be from Alaska. He could be from North Dakota. He could be from Hawaii. He could be from any, but they just had in their mind that he was not going to conflict with their beliefs. And their beliefs is, you know, in Tennessee it's a white man's world. Okay, that's basically what I said in a whole bunch of different sentences to get to the bottom line. But so, you know, I gave my advice. I lived on the East Coast for 20-something years, 27 years. So what I knew was from my experience. And he already accepted the job. He already got his house out here, like, fixed up to be sold or rented or whatever it was. And he was in the process of going. So he went. And he went for a big disappointment, you know, a big heartache. Because, you know, he himself had big dreams of being the executive chef of one of the horse tracks. and that's kind of prestigious, really, when you think about it. So he ended up, you know, feeling like he failed his family, even though it wasn't him, it was the people who hired him. So it takes a lot to, you know, I always try to give my best advice, you know, that's just what I do, you know, and sometimes people don't want to imagine it. And you know, I think, what would he have done if he listened to me? If he listened to me, then he would have always had that thought of, well, I could have been over here and I could have done this, but Aunt Marcia said this, that, and the other, so I didn't. And always live in that regret. So, you know, for him and his process of where he has been in life and where he's going, you know, it's good that he experienced it instead of just listening to me, I guess. There's really two sides to it, but let me get moving. All right, the back of the card says, call your energy back. I call my energy back, all of my energy. Those who took from me, those who I gave without notice, those that want to be in my energy. I call all my energy back, cleaned and purified. And you say those words and you just want your peace. You want to have your energy for you. My mother had 11 kids. She died when she was 44. She had a husband who was carousing, which I really didn't know until I was like 30 years old. And my mom carried a lot of burdens. My mother made sure that my grandparents were always looked after. My mother gave so much of her energy to her children, to her cheating husband, to her loving parents, to her siblings and their children, her nieces and nephews. My mother was always there for people. But when it came to be returned to her, it was never returned. She suffered in silence. She disclosed to one of my sisters how her life was, and she wished she died. The thing is we have only so much energy to keep ourselves going. And if we give all of our energy away, we will dwindle, we will weaken, we will become obsolete because of our energy was never returned back to us. It was sucked out of us. So we need to call back our energy. We need to ask God to clean it and purify it and protect our energy so we can carry on another day, another full day of life. Okay, the next card I have is plant seeds of hope, faith, and love. Water it, nurture it. Good stuff will grow. When you plant seeds of hope, faith, and love, and you actually water it and nurture it and see that the sun hits it a certain way, see that the soil is healthy. Planting seeds of hope, faith, and love. It's all of our responsibility to do that while we're here on earth. To do this planting. The planting seeds of hope, faith, and love. To water it, to nurture it. To see that good stuff will grow out of it for our future generations. And to teach our children how to do the same. The backside says finger pointing. Their thumb is pointing back at themselves. If it wasn't for you, I would have this. You're the one that did this to us. You're not happy with me because it's all a projection. We all play a part in this. Either we give too much and don't set boundaries, or we're takers and we have no boundaries. All right, the next card I have is go for a walk. My first husband, anytime he made me mad, I'd go for a walk. After a while, a walk wasn't good enough. I went for a drive. Then even a drive wasn't enough. I had to cross state lines just to go be with someone that I felt regular with. And it wasn't like anything, I went and left my husband to go be with another man, like sexually. There was a friend of both of ours, Lynn, who lived in Maryland, and he used to live with us. But, he ended up moving, and he was working in the city. And when my first husband made me mad, I got in the car and I drove up to Lynn's place. And, I got to meet his future wife, and spend time with them for a few hours, and then I came back to Virginia. And he never really cared, because the minute that I was gone, he got to do whatever he wanted. But he wanted to have a marriage with me. It didn't add up, and to this day, it still really makes my stomach sick. My second husband, there came a time where I actually saw something on my left shoulder, just like the movies. And I heard this sound like poof in my brain. And it said, go in the kitchen and get the 2 biggest knives, cut him up, you'll feel so much better. I looked over at him. He was sitting on the couch, focused on the TV, drinking, taking a swig of his beer, not even seeing me standing there froze for that period of time. And I looked back into the kitchen at the dim light, and my hands were fisted because I was really considering it. Now my right shoulder, same thing. It said, go for a walk. I walked 60 miles that week. God walked me out of his life for good. So instead of hurting somebody, because the devil will tempt you, be courageous in your soul to walk away instead of causing pain. Make a choice for that. Okay, the back side of this card, and it's the last card, is abusing children, elderly, or animals. God sees. May God get you straight, I pray. Oh my. All right, let me move forward here. All right, out of the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, I pulled 2 cards. Let's see. Choose wisely, which is a 7 card. Sorry about the reflection there. Choose wisely. This card comes forth when you have a vision or goal that you want to achieve, but too many choices, scattered energies, and unrealistic expectations prevent you from attaining what you desire. Opportunities are bountiful, but there's a decision to be made at this time. This card reminds you that the options now around you may appear to have all the influence and power, but in reality, you're in control and responsible for all the choices you make. Take time to think, analyze, and carefully look at the different possibilities that are in front of you. Don't be hasty just because you feel pressured. And don't be influenced by people who have no idea, expertise, or education in the area of your choices. That's very important. Don't be hasty just because you feel pressured, and don't be influenced by people who have no idea, expertise, or education in the area of your choices. A focused, wise decision far outweighs one made emotionally or in desperation. And then the next card is a number 4 card, Rest and Rejuvenation. So combining those 2 cards is 11, and that's could be significant for you. This card implies that a period of rest, meditation, rejuvenation, and recuperation is in order. It usually comes forward when you're encountering or coming out of a particularly emotional or mentally taxing experience. The number 4 in numerology means foundation. So this is the time to heal, to be with your soul, and to continue moving steadily forward. Allowing space just for your reflection is both needed and long overdue. Reposing and taking moments for yourself will give you the opportunity to look at a problem or situation instead of being in it. It's a chance to stand back, view your life with clarity and renewed appreciation, and see where changes can be made to create a healthier, stronger foundation, enabling you to take your next step. Okay, so now we have the Akashic Tarot Guidebook. And I pulled the Eight of Roses, Sangha Community. Inside a room, people are seated around a table, conversing with interest and energy. There are many icons from different groups and societies. A caduceus, a sunflower, and a Tibetan bell, an Egyptian skara, a dream catcher, and a Star of David are just a few. This card indicates that it's time to join or rejoin your group, your ashram, your tribe, or your sangha, whatever you call it. It is a community that connects you with others of like-minded purpose and activity. There are many communities in each person's life, and still more that return from past lives. For instance, you have your family, friends, and work associates, but you also have people with whom you share many creative, cultural, and spiritual purposes. Now, friends can also be coming your way at this time. Be open to new connections. You will not only find help with current directives, but you may also reawaken past life relationships, talents, and disciplines. It's time for a happy sharing of your discoveries. Close your eyes and start to feel a new community come around you. People gather and you sense the support of kindred souls. Take a look around you and notice what you sense about the individuals there. Who are they and what purpose do you hold with them? Okay, we pulled one of keys, the Architect. So we have an 11 and we have a 9. All right, the Architect. A man and woman in rich Egyptian dress stand at a table filled with structural drawings and measuring utensils. He is the architect of all they survey, and he points to an unseen building and this expensive project. Throughout the scene, many workers toil on foundation, pylons, and palaces. At a mundane level, you can find yourself involved in a building project or renovating or redecorating your home or workplace. Most important, this card shows that it's time for you to step into a position of power. In order to do that, you must recognize your talents and strengths as well as your authority to take charge. An opportunity beckons that utilizes your skills perfectly. Feel the command you have over the great scope of the situation and take charge. Whether this card is upright or reversed, look at the adjacent card to the Architect points. It can show you some specifics about your plans or change of plans. It can also alert you to unseen events or people of influence that are not yet known to you. Close your eyes, take a relaxing breath, and move deeply into the authority and confidence that come from your eternal truth. You are in easy command. Feel your talents and power stir within you as you design the destiny you seek. So that's interesting. It says like the adjacent card. So the Shanghai's community, the Architect talks about community. So even though they're from well, one's a rose and one's a key, so they're different parts of the deck, but they definitely resonate with each other. Okay. So the Archangel Power Tarot cards. And pulled 3, the Empress, which I keep pulling up. Archangel Gabriel brings you this card to encourage you to create. Your artistic talents alongside your nurturing instincts give you the ability to manifest beautiful and amazing works. Think of this card as representing Mother Nature, the Empress of creativity. Your plans will flourish and grow so long as you give them your devoted attention and love. If your focus is upon family matters such as relationships, children, or pregnancy, you can be assured of happy outcomes. Likewise, your career endeavors will also prove successful. Your interest in beautiful, luxurious, or artful pursuits is well rewarded at this time. Concerns regarding physical or emotional well-being fade away. While your ability to nurture others is wonderful, don't forget to also lovingly care for yourself. Time to move forward. Prosperity, a gift with growing plants and gardens. Motherhood, determination to get things done. Gabriel is a patron angel for those in the creative arts, whether it's music, poetry, or other artistic endeavors. This archangel can help inspire your work to new heights. Gabriel is also known for being a loving, helpful motivation if you're having trouble completing your projects, as well as for delivering messages on behalf of God, including announcements of pregnancy. Call upon Archangel Gabriel for whatever projects you're attempting to give birth to. Okay, and then 9 of Gabriel. Nine of Gabriel. Don't give up. Your determination and courage are needed now more than ever. You've come a long way and your work has been important and valuable. Stand your ground and protect what you've created. Be prepared for any possibility. You've already proven yourself and your position is secure so long as you have confidence. You may be tired, but this is the last challenging situation before success comes your way. Sticking to your plans, ability to fight off illness, environmental activism, growing organic food. Okay, so just let me point out real quick. We have a 9 and a 3, which turns out to be 12. We have an 8 and a 1, which turns out to be 9. And we have a 7 and a 4, which turns out to be 11. So we have a 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 out of these cards. So you could do, you could Google 1, 3, 4, and then you can Google 7, 8, 9 for your angel numbers. Alright, so for the Tattoo Tarot, in order I pulled the Ace of Cups, the Moon, the King of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. So, the Ace of Cups is always a new beginning in love. The moon is something that's kept in secret. The King of Swords could be male or female. It's the energy of the card. Has been protecting his feelings, has been keeping it all in the dark. The Six of Swords indicates moving forward to a marriage, the Four of Wands. And the Knight of Cups is someone in wait. And I look at, and again, this could be two males, it could be male, female, it could be female, male. You got to put it where it resonates. But the Knight of Cups to me looks like he's waiting. He's just sending out the message. That he's ready for love, and he could be a she. So again, the Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love. The moon it's been hidden. Could be hidden for a long time. Could be hidden for 6 months. Could be hidden for 3 years or 5 years. It's just never been able to be talked about. And the other thing about this card is, see, you've got the sun and the moon up there, but it's really the moon. But you've got that little lobster who's coming out of the water, who sees these two meet at night. So it could be meeting in the ethers. And then the King of Swords being guarded, protecting what he knows is his truth. He knows that he has to sail on. He has to move away from what he knows as his current situation, because he's got love to go get. And he's maybe even thinking about proposing. It's someone that he really cares about and wants to marry and sees a future. And this one is just waiting, sending the message out. I'm healed. I'm ready for love. That's the end of your reading. Thank you. I hope this resonated for someone. Please share, like, and subscribe for the algorithm of this channel. And if you'd love to donate, donations are greatly appreciated and graciously accepted. God bless you all. Have a great day. We'll see you the next time.